Have you ever wondered what's really happening when you're asleep? Today, we're diving into a really fascinating idea. What if sleep isn't just about resting your body, but about healing your soul? We're going to explore the spiritual take on how our slumber can be a sacred time for some pretty profound transformation.
So let me ask you something, and it might hit a little close to home. In this crazy, fast-paced world, it's so easy to carry around burdens that no one else can see. That kind of weight that just settles deep down in your spirit.
And this weight, it shows up in a lot of different ways, right? It could be that lingering emotional pain, or just the constant pressure of stress. Maybe it's that low hum of anxiety in the background, or even this deep, deep spiritual exhaustion. These are the invisible wounds we're talking about. But what if our best chance to heal comes when we're not even awake? And that brings us to the main idea here. Sleep as this sacred opportunity for transformation. It's this perspective that sleep isn't just a biological chore, but it's actually a divine gift, a time for our body, mind, and spirit to finally restore and reconnect. So how does this actually work? Well, the core idea is something called subliminal healing. It just means letting a higher power or divine grace do its thing inside you. And the key is that this happens while your conscious mind, the part that's always on guard, is finally resting. This quiets all the noise and it makes your spirit way more open and ready for that healing. Okay, so let's dig into that a little deeper. How exactly is sleep seen as a sacred state? Why is it considered a time for divine restoration? Well, think about it. At its heart, falling asleep is a huge act of trust. You are literally surrendering control. From a spiritual perspective, that surrender is seen as an act of faith. It's like a quiet declaration that you believe you're protected and cared for, even when you're at your most vulnerable. And this is where things get really interesting. While your conscious mind, the part that analyzes and worries and second-guesses everything, finally gets a break, your subconscious mind is still humming along. It's active, it's processing emotions and beliefs, and in this state, it becomes incredibly open. This is the doorway. This is the gateway for healing. And this is exactly why so many spiritual traditions look at sleep as a sacred state. They see it as a time for divine restoration, a time when protective spiritual forces are at work, and a moment when our deepest prayers and intentions can finally sink deep into our soul. Okay, so if the subconscious is wide open while we sleep, how can we actively get involved in this healing? Well, this is where the power of your faith and having a clear intention really comes into play. The main tool here is the faith-based affirmation. These are just gentle, positive statements, usually played quietly in the background, and they're designed to completely bypass that critical conscious mind and speak directly to your open, receptive subconscious. Now, the goal isn't some overnight fix, but a slow, steady reshaping of those deep-seated internal beliefs. Let's look at a few examples of what these can sound like. An affirmation like this one is all about creating a sense of spiritual safety and security. This one here focuses on healing through surrender and grace, really trusting in a power that's bigger than ourselves to restore us. And this one is all about what you might call emotional alchemy. You're actively letting go of something negative like fear and welcoming in a state of peace. By hearing these messages over and over, your subconscious slowly starts to accept them as your new truth. All right, this all sounds really powerful in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's walk through a super simple nightly healing ritual that's all about surrender and gratitude.
Friends, before we continue with the video, I'd like to share a small details. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, which regularly features religious videos. So please share our video with others. Without further ado, let's watch the rest of the video.
It really all begins with this first crucial step, surrender. Before you go to sleep, saying a simple intention like this is incredibly powerful. You're consciously telling your mind to let go of the resistance that blocks healing, and you're opening your heart to receive it instead. And here's a simple ritual to put it all together. First, just quiet your mind. Close your eyes, take a few slow, deep breaths. Then, shift your energy by thinking of 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. After that, state your healing intention for the night. And finally, just press play on your audio. Every single step helps create this sacred space for the healing to start. Now, it's really important to remember that this kind of deep work takes consistency and patience. It's not about instant results. It's about the small, gradual changes. Maybe you wake up with a little more calm, or you feel less anxious during the day, or you just have a greater sense of hope. Over time, all these little shifts add up to a huge transformation.
So, what's the end game here? What are we really aiming for with this practice? It's not just about feeling better, it's about waking up to a state of inner peace by reconnecting with who you truly are.
Because here's the thing, this philosophy says that peace isn't something you have to go out and build from scratch. It's something you uncover. It already exists inside of you. This whole process is just about gently removing the layers of fear, stress, and pain that have been hiding it.
So, as we wrap this up, let's just end with a little intention for your own sacred slumber. Just let these thoughts sink in. You are safe. You are protected.
Divine light surrounds you.
And while you rest, your soul renews.
Just imagine that for a moment. And when you wake up, what if you discover that peace was growing quietly all along?
Welcome back. In our last explainer, we really dug into how sleep heals the body. But today, we're going even deeper. We're going to explore how sleep can be a gateway for the soul, a time for some truly profound spiritual transformation. So let's dive right in.
This idea right here, it's the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. It completely reframes sleep. It's not just a passive state of rest anymore. It becomes this active, sacred time where deep, meaningful inner work can actually happen.
So yeah, we've already covered how sleep physically repairs us, right? But today, we're shifting focus. We're going to look at how you can harness this quiet time for real spiritual renewal and healing for your soul. So let's get into it. The core concept of this sacred transformation is this beautiful idea that every single one of us has a divine spark, a kind of inner light. But, life happens, doesn't it? All the stress, the trauma, the negative self-talk, it all acts like a thick layer of clouds, totally obscuring that brilliant light that's inside all of us. The whole goal of sleep healing, then, is to be like a gentle rain that washes away those clouds, so your inner sun can finally shine through again.
So, how does this process actually work? Well, the real secret, lies in understanding the unique role your subconscious mind plays while you're asleep. And listen, we're not just talking about the subconscious in a dry, psychological sense. Spiritually, it's seen as a direct bridge, a gateway, really, that connects our logical, physical world to the deeper realms of faith. In fact, a lot of spiritual traditions believe that during sleep, our soul actually gets closer to divine consciousness. And this is exactly why sleep is the absolute perfect time for this spiritual work. Think about it. When we're awake, our conscious mind is running the show, right? And it's often holding on to all our doubts and our fears. But when we sleep, it kind of steps aside, leaving the subconscious wide open, receptive, and totally ready to connect to a deeper awareness. Our subconscious holds all of our deepest programming. I mean, it stores our beliefs about ourselves, our fears, our core identities, and often these are negative patterns like I'm not good enough or I'm unsafe that can run our entire lives without us even realizing it. But, and this is the amazing part, this is the miracle. By gently introducing spiritual affirmations while we sleep, we can actually start to replace those old negative patterns. We can literally overwrite them with powerful, life-affirming concepts like faith, self-worth, and a trust in divine protection. Now, this all sounds pretty powerful in theory, I get it. But what are the practical tools we can use to actually do this? Let's take a look at how to literally tune the mind for peace. I just love this metaphor. It perfectly captures what this practice is all about. For centuries, sacred music, chants, and mantras have been used for healing because sound itself carries energy. Healing frequencies and affirmations work in the same way. They help tune our personal energy, aligning our mind with the harmony of peace. And the messages don't have to be complicated at all. Simple, powerful affirmations like these, repeated gently, can seep right into the subconscious and begin to heal those deep emotional wounds that logic alone just can't touch. When the subconscious mind truly accepts that it is loved, that's when real transformation begins. Forgiveness is another incredibly powerful tool. I mean, holding on to resentment creates so much tension in our bodies and minds. This simple 4-step intention before you go to sleep is all about releasing that heavy emotional burden. And remember, it's not for them, it's for you. It's about choosing your own spiritual freedom. Okay, now this is a big one. This is where a lot of people get stuck. We want results, and let's be honest, we want them now. So let's talk about why it's so important to trust the process and to have a little patience.
It's the big question, isn't it? If this stuff is so powerful, why don't I feel like a completely different person after just one night? And you know what? That's a totally valid point, and it's definitely worth exploring.
And here's the simple, beautiful answer. Think of each affirmation as a tiny seed you're planting in the garden of your mind. It needs time, it needs consistency, and it needs faith to sprout and eventually grow. Transformation is a gradual, natural process. So, the key is to start looking for the subtle signs. You might not have some dramatic overnight change, but you might notice you're sleeping a little better, maybe feeling a tiny bit less anxious, or just having more optimistic thoughts during the day. These are the signs. These are the little sprouts that show your healing is beginning to take root. Let's shift our focus now to how all this inner work starts to actually show up in our daily lives. How do we take this nighttime healing and start living it during the day? If you're someone whose mind just races with worry at night, these protective affirmations can be an absolute game changer. They create a kind of emotional shield, a sense of safety that can calm your nervous system and allow you to have deeper, much more restorative sleep. For anyone who's ready to start tonight, here is a simple, actionable routine. It's just 6 easy steps to create a secret space for your healing. It involves things like setting an intention and playing some gentle healing audio. And just remember, consistency is so much more important than perfection. And this might be the most important takeaway of all. This journey isn't about becoming some perfect, flawless person. It's about uncovering the deep, unshakable peace that is already within you, just buried under all the noise. You're not building it from scratch, you're just revealing it. So as we close this out, I'll leave you with this question. Tying it all back to that opening metaphor of the sun and the clouds, just think about it for a moment. What's one cloud, one fear, one limiting belief that you are ready to start clearing away, starting tonight?
So you all say how beautiful information has been given to you in our video. So friends, how did you like our video? If you enjoyed it, please like it, subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and family. Friends, as you know, our channel regularly brings you religious, social and spiritual videos. So that topic would you like to see a video on? Let's now in the comments, and we will try to get our team to make a video on that topic. So leave a nice comment and click on the bell icon on the right side so that you get instant notifications of our video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. See you again with a new information and a new video.